Today, we have the best strikers in all of FC 25. Welcome back to another episode of Pick 10, and I'm joined by a close friend, and we have back-to-back Swedes coming onto the channel, Ivan Lapanya. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you so much. A big honor.
And we're doing this back-to-back years now. We're looking at the best strikers, and the rules are simple. Alternating picks. We cannot repeat players. 250,000 coins for the cheap budget. Unlimited for the unlimited. And then we have no icons included. Do you have the notepad out? Usually we have a notepad. I keep it old school for you.
Always notepad. It's always clutch.
Ivan, where are you starting us out? Let's go with cheap to get things underway.
What a big honor. I start out with a Dutch player. We go to Netherlands and we start with Mia Dema from City. That is Women's Barclays League. Also live item as well and cheap. 38,000 coins. That's less than 50. Has a good price and has good pace, great shooting, great finishing, and very strong. She has 85 strength and jumping 95 and even 178. I think that is 5'10 with 95 jumping.
I can't believe this first round choice. I am
good,
surprised. Right? Yeah, you caught me off guard. I respect it. I appreciate it. It's not traditional meta. It's very Ivan of you. I like that. Okay, you probably could have saved this. I'll be honest. I don't think I would have taken this, but if you're gonna allow me to work with it, I feel like with the gameplay, how it's been presently, you need to shake it up. You need a big body. You need someone who makes things uncomfortable, wins the 50-50s and the chip through balls and the knockdowns. He's also a cover star. I've got Holland as my first choice, 100,000 coins and some change. He's hard not to have. I'm not saying he's the best player ever, but in those games where you have a lot of delay, when it's nasty, you need a goal from a corner kick, Holland delivers.
I feel like he's definitely maybe not the smoothest, but somehow this year, he wins every header. I'm not even sure if he has aerial, but just something that he has with him as some kind of cover boy star has that extra juice, you know?
It reminds me of back in the day before we had, I guess, roles and play styles. I always felt that Cristiano Ronaldo had aerial cooked in. It was built into his item.
It's built in, yeah. Something with like the animations, right? Just
Correct.
Has it built in. Yeah.
You know that shoulder jump where they have that little extra elevation? Cristiano always had that. And Holland, who has acrobatic for a playstyle plus, but does not have aerial, still has aerial hidden somewhere. I'm on record with that at least.
Yeah, I think great choice and also quite expected. Mine though, I think also might be up there and should be expected, and that is I'm staying with the female players from the Barclays Women's League. Next up is Sam Kerr.
Yep.
I think this year she's unreal. I mean, with the pace, the dribbling, and as well to break down defense with the help of the finesse shot, playstyle plus, and some great shooting. She must be in.
She was on my list. Was going to be my next
choice.
choice. Overpowered as can be. One of the best finishers, especially in this price range, you can buy. And I think she plays better than her stats. And I'm not saying that her stats aren't good. I just think she over-delivers. I don't know where you fall on that, but that's my sentiment. That's my statement. Well, we're getting the meta choices out of the way. I've got to add one more. The Frenchman. He's an artiste. He's got that bravado. I've got Griezmann. I built it up. I've got Griezmann as my next choice, undoubtedly.
Yeah, he's this year fantastic. I mean, he's also very smooth. Like, you know, despite being, I mean, he's not very short, but his left stick is one of the few left sticks in this game that actually feels playable.
He's got that preciseness with the touches and even the passing. Really impressive.
Griezmann, always great. And we have now one more lefty. One more lefty in MLS.
Oh.
Can you guess?
I have
Doesn't play striker usually, but he could play there as well. And that is, of course, the world champion, 7 times winner of Ballon d'Or, La Pulga, Messi. In form, comes in a bit more pricey, 184,000 coins. A bit more juiced price, of course, but I think he offers so much with his passing and his unreal dribbling. The links could be tough. I mean, it is Miami, MLS, but Argentina, maybe?
No, I'm not mad at that at all. I actually packed the Inform Messi. Tradable on a road to glory. Well. Yeah, tradable on a road to glory. So happy days with that. I have used him a lot. You cannot play him out wide. I believe his best position won't be a surprise, but more of a number 10. Center attacking mid, let him orchestrate your attack. But he has to be central. You can play him as a secondary striker to the point that you're making. And again, the touches, creme de la creme.
And the passing as well.
Yeah, the passing, it's there. The only concern is really going to be around, you have to make a position for him. I don't think he fits into every team. That's all. I'll put that on the record. You technically went with a winger that's playing up front. I think I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take the likes of Chiesa. The Italian moved over to the Premier League. I call him Pinball Chiesa because when he bumps into players, he just seems to come out of that with a positive interaction. Maybe that's going to be a theme with my choices today because I've got Haaland as well.
I think good choice. I hate to face him. Always when I face him, he scores trivelas, and he's just like somehow, always, as you say, he's just bouncing through, just broken, I say. All right, so we stay in the same country, world champions, and we have in form again, and he's El Toro from Inter.
Wow.
Lautaro Martinez.
I like it.
And why again? Because finesse shots this year is so powerful, and especially now coming up with the next patch, with trivelas being patched and nerfed, the main one will be the finesse shot traits, and the best way to break down a fire at the back defense most times.
I had him on my list. He was sitting there. I thought I was going to be able to maybe put that under the radar. Highly recommended to any of you that are watching that have not given Lautaro an opportunity. He's got kind of a unique body type for a striker, so it might take a little time to get used to that, but he's super physical. That's something different. You don't typically get this with strikers that are also 5'9", maybe 5'10". He'll give you a little bit of an aerial presence too. There's a lot of compliments I have for Lautaro. I love that choice from you. This might be a theme. I'm taking wingers and I'm playing them up top. I've got Rodrigo, the Brazilian. I use him up front more than I use him out wide. So I'd like that on the record. Less than 100,000 coins. I've got a certain appreciation. We've had a good running relationship now for multiple seasons. This year has been no different. He put up numbers for me last week in league.
I think fair choice. Fair choice. Always, as well as Chiesa, hard to face him. He scores almost every shot. He's fast, good dribbling. Solid choice. That is solid. My last one on this budget option is though a bit above at the moment, but I think dropping in price surely, and I think you don't have him. I call him the Spanish Ashton Kutcher, Morientes, El Moro. We had El Toro, we have now El Moro as well. Morientes. I played with him last week in league. Powerhouse with the heading. He has actually aerial plus strong poacher and plus target forward. That's rare. Good pace, 90 strength, and 92 finishing. Brutal, trust me.
I believe you. Actually, the price point also supports that he's going to put in work. And you went with a hero to close things out. I think I should do the same. And I have an American bias. I've got Landon Donovan. I used him last week in league. 12 goals, 8 assists in 15 low scoring affairs. I was kind of surprised. Also gets you the double plus.
Isn't it weak?
It didn't matter though. He had the movements. He had that hero bonus, if that makes sense. He could burst pretty well. His speed boost was good. He has the shadow striker for the plus, which I really like this year. And then he also has the ability to play as a false 9 with a singular plus. He ended up being the leader amongst my attackers in the impact and the output that he had. Again, under 100,000 coins. And I don't know how you feel on this, but at this stage of the game, in my opinion, both heroes and icons, they have a little bit of a boost compared to the majority of normal items. They just, if you can do a hero or if you can do an icon, you're going to notice that it's a little bit easier to use them or that they make a bigger difference.
Yeah, I mean, if they have like also some of these special traits and like trademarks and special build, they just feel a bit more special, right? Let's say Gullit. I mean, no one is built like him and he just has that extra juice. And the same goes with plenty of these heroes also. They have these unique animations and most often also a bit more special build. So yeah, extra juice for sure. Alright, so what about then the more expensive choices?
The high rollers, as we like to say. Go ahead, you get to start that as well. I think I know who your first choice has to be. It has to.
I have the main man, I think still. I think there must be Mbappe, right? I mean, right?
I'm with you. Nobody's lying here. And no lies were detected.
You have now also the special one, you have also Rush one. I mean, that's even crazy, but even the gold one, he is so crazy, man. He's so fast, he's even strong, he dribbles like a damn gold, he's scoring every shot. Complete striker, complete. He's the striker, complete.
And I think the 1-2 punch, when you're unlimited and you don't have icons, it's gotta be Ginola. If it's not Mbappe, the next up for me, clear. Long hair bonus factor. You talked about Ruud Gullit earlier. There's something with EA and long hair. They give them benefits, bro. They give them benefits. I will hear nothing different. 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves, technical plus. I don't even know if it matters. Janola's just one of those guys similar to Mbappe. Even if you didn't give him play styles or traits or characteristics or roles, they just are better than the rest of the players. They're just going to be in that upper tier. This is no different. So that's my first choice to counteract.
I like that. I think it was Samson, right? Samson had his the strength in his hair. There's something in that for sure. A bit shorter hair, a bit more. It look clean. It is fade. It is like a fresh pitch, and that is Cristiano Rush.
Okay.
He must be in there. He got with this one a huge boost. I mean, to his gold item that's +7 pace and +6 dribbling. The playstyle plus power shot, which I think this year is massively improved, and up top one of the biggest weapons. Also, of course, has the movement of Cristiano and is extremely clinical.
We teased it earlier. Just Cristiano, in terms of the aerial presence, something spectacular. Will finish from anywhere, and I've been on a bit of an Italian pusher. I've got the likes of Di Natale as my next choice. Kind of a maestro, can do a little bit of everything. Has the finesse shot for the playstyle plus, which has been a reoccurring theme for good reason. I think this is his best year for an opening item that he's ever had. I'm happy to go on record with that.
Yeah, I must stay on the same path now. Playstyle plus finesse shot again, and that is South Korean master Yeongmin Son in form. I mean, the price is quite fair. What many people don't have is the combination of size and dribbling. And I think Son is somewhat of a poor man's Mbappe. I mean, not that poor because you still need 1 mil, but not quite 3.8 mil. And you get the same finishing, not the same pace, but also still some quite decent dribbling.
It doesn't have the same animations. Mbappe has a few animations that I feel like only he does at such elite levels. But again, not a bad secondary option if you can afford them. We're making this sound as if it's just an easy pickup off the marketplace. If you've got yourself an informed son, you've done well.
I just hate the face. One thing though, I just have to put this out there. I'm not so good with him. That might be like a ping issue or something, but when I face him, he's just animal. Crazy. Just had to say it.
I'm going to make another controversial choice here, and outside of Mbappe, I'd say he's probably the fastest player in the game. He gets the speed boost better than everyone. Quick step plus, he's just out of control. I got Vinny Jr. Whether you go with the 90 or you go with the informs, you can afford the 91. They're both so authentic.
Yeah, that means I don't have much left actually. It is pretty much all taken. So could I take then perhaps if we mentioned before, but in a different shape?
No, we can't. If a player's been off the market, it's off the market. So you don't get to double down on the Griezmanns. I see what you're doing.
I saw Griezmann, right? Griezmann.
Yeah, I saw what you were spitting. I felt it. I felt it through our face cams right now. Hey, this is a good job from us, by the way. I want to put that out there. You've also taken the majority of my options. We don't have much left because we've been so back-to-back on each other's choices.
All right, so honestly, I have only one left then.
I have 2 remaining if it counts for anything. So we're both doing a good job.
This last one was like, okay, it is a bit cheaper, but this year though he has a huge upgrade, and that is Rafael Leao. Which I think is so hard to handle, to face. If you have him, you're lucky. He's very fast, he's also strong. Maybe not the best finishing, but he needs like some chem style, like finisher, marksman, to fix that, to play striker, because usually he's more of a winger. But could also play as a striker, falls 9+. He is this year such amazing choice, Leao.
He's just got this Portuguese explosion, man. The way that he takes off from certain skill moves, and if you get him into a quick run on a through ball or something. So I give a lot of credit to Rafa. You went with a regular gold player. I think I should do the same. Kind of teased this earlier on before we got started recording, but Sophia Smith has been fantastic. She's only going to cost you 300,000 coins, give or take, but her price has increased because the deliverables have been that good. And I used her last weekend for maybe half the games, and she was unstoppable. You name it, she had the goods.
Great choice, and also has faster weak foot, and she's also affordable for most teams. Played now this game for a couple of weeks, probably have enough coins to get such striker, which I think is definitely elite here.
We're both on RTGs and we can afford her, so I'm not saying that we should be necessarily the measuring stick, but I'm just saying it's very possible.
I'm gonna find now something. I am actually out of options now.
I have one left, so don't take my last choice, all right? Don't mess this up for me.
Let me see now. Scout. Is there something left? It is all taken. No, I found it. Obvious choice. How could I miss her? The princess, Diani. Diani, road to the knockout item. She is amazing. Even the gold one, so good, so fast, and even this one has 90 strength. But there's no plus playstyle, but she has the quick step, she has Trivela, finesse shot, and also plays here as a plus roll, falls 9.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. I loved Diani last year, and she's even better this season. And I actually feel after the next patch, because we're all waiting on this patch, because if you saw the notes, it was incredible.
Yeah,
EA's changing the entire game, basically, at least from what they wrote down. There must have been 30 or 40 changes, not just in gameplay, but across the board. It was a really big write-up. And if you've been playing FC or FIFA for a long time, anytime EA makes one change, it always impacts other factors in the gameplay. Always. There's not enough offensive tools to beat where the defense is at. That's how I feel.
Defense is very powerful, the AI. I feel like it is probably the most, if we should say it like that, the most pay-to-win game ever.
I agree with you 100%. It has never been so noticeable where having a couple key players can just change the entire dynamic of your weekend league or even as you go through division rivals. I don't love that. As the game's gone more towards assistance, we've gotten less and less of that where if you don't have meta players, you find yourself at a disadvantage, and it's a clear night is day disadvantage.
I agree fully. Don't you have one
I
player
got one
missing?
more. I got one more. We
Yeah,
took
yeah,
a
one
side
more.
tangent. We had some
Yeah,
conversations.
I like it though.
You went Champions League. I'm going to go Champions League. I think you missed out on Alvarez. Quality option, quality choice, in my humble opinion. He does have press proven as a playstyle plus, which I don't know if it's that helpful. I've used a lot of Alvarez in my life. He's just a good player to have in any attacking circumstance.
I haven't tried him. I just had his gold item, and his gold item for me was very bad. But this one has a quite big upgrade. I mean, with the dribbling and stuff, shooting is +6. But my gold, Alvarez, he couldn't score for his life. But this one though has +8 finishing. Yeah, that is gonna be noticeable for sure.
I mean, 90 shooting on a baseline, and he's going to upgrade as well. If you make the pickup, you're almost making an investment.
Decent.
So you've seen our choices. You're going to let us know in the comments who's done better. You're going to subscribe to Yvonne. You're going to make sure to subscribe on Twitch as well if you have not done that. Are there any players that we left off? I know we started running out of options when we got into the expensive players. I've got a few cheap options, but I wanted to know if there's anybody maybe on your short list that we didn't talk about.
I had one player that was a bit cheaper, haven't mentioned it, that I also use for many games, and that is player from Leipzig.
Šeško.
Šeško, yeah, Šeško.
Yeah, I know you love him. I know, I saw it. I've seen it.
Yeah, I saw it. The Ibra type. He's huge. He's like 195. That's like 6'4". Has aerial. He wins so many headers, but still has good dribbling.
I think if you do anything Bundesliga, you can make this work. I would love to co-sign this alongside Yvonne. If you're looking for an investment player, because I would say Šeško's likely to get better. So you might buy an 86 or 70 and end up at the end of this thing with a 90 overall player that is just something ruthless. He's never losing a header. I had Adeyemi on my list. If we're going to stick in the Bundesliga, the inform. He has a quick step plus. Pretty annoying to go up against. I also have Swanson, which is a new SBC. I don't know that many will complete her. About 240, 250,000 coins SBC pricing. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills. More of a winger than maybe a striker, but I think she still would have fit into the cheapish options.
Morgan, I have to mention because I did her, I tried her, and actually not a big fan. Not a big fan. She has great finishing. Alright, she has great finishing, but she's somewhere in between because she's not very tall and she's not very fast. So yeah, the excellence is then in the shooting, but rarely gets to that point because she's getting quite often just caught up.
I think everyone's getting caught up though. Like, even when I'm breaking through with the Diabys of the world, 95 pace, unless it was straight off of one of the boost, he's getting caught up to. Nico Williams getting caught up to. Maybe I have a bias that I went up against this Alex Morgan a few times and she was cooking me. Chef Morgan. From finesse shots. Yeah, finesse shots from everywhere.
Finesse shots, yeah, of course. But I just feel like, if you don't have that pace, which is like 89 plus, and lacking, let's say, the playstyles, quick step, rapid, then it should be physical and big. And she's neither. Still, though, I think great striker, of course, but I think maybe not quite worth that price tag.
Yeah, you're paying a premium. You guys can let us know your thoughts on some of these players. We have a comment section. And as always, we have a lot more content coming out ASAP.